Hey, it's Mary, and I'm back today with a cute layout of myself and my Abby girl. I'm going to be using this sketch that I found off of Pinterest. If you just go onto Pinterest and look up scrapbooking sketches, there's a bunch that'll pop up. I really liked this one because it had that scallop border underneath and it had the flower elements. And so I'm going to be taking elements from the sketch that I like, but not necessarily going off completely the whole sketch. So here I'm showing you two different photos of myself and Abby. They are definitely edited differently. The one on the bottom that I put to the side was more of the original photo, and it was a selfie photo that wasn't as great of quality. So in order to get my daughters and my daughters and my eyes to pop, because we have blue eyes, I needed to edit it a little bit. So while I'm showing you the papers, I'm just kind of pointing out like those green elements, and there's green elements in that pink paisley Paige Evans Oh My Heart collection with the birds on it, and I really loved the birds. So I'll be using that paper, but I'm also wanting to pull in more of the green that's on that paper in those little leaves that are in the design. So I'm showing you some of the ideas that I'm having right now, and then I'll go on to talk to you a little bit more about photos. So this, remember in that sketch, it had that border on the bottom, and this is another pink paisley paper, the Paige Evans paper, and it has those scallops already in it. But then I flipped it over and I realized there's a scallop border strip. So I don't have to cut into that whole paper, because I was showing you I really loved that mint with the black and white polka dot, and I want to use that as a background on a layout. So I don't want to cut into it, but I'm so glad that that photo strip is there. This is another Amy Tangerine thicker sheet. I really loved the Feeling All the Feels. I'll be using that for the title. I was going to try to use up some of the SHIMMERZ sticker sheet. I'm almost done with the sticker sheet, so I think I'm just going to have to make a layout with just the SHIMMERZ sticker sheet so that I can kill that sticker sheet. And then I pulled out some of the Oh My Heart ephemera. So now I'm going to go through, and while I'm cutting up these papers and piecing them all together, I wanted to talk to you about something real quick, because I feel like it's important, and I feel like we as scrapbookers and documenters of our memories, we're leaving behind this legacy for our family, or, you know, the next generation. And so here's a picture that I had taken of myself and my Abby girl that wasn't the best quality. It was selfie quality, which aren't very good, let's be honest. And the colors were all off, and so I still wanted that memory, because it's a super cute photo of myself and Abby just playing together and being normal, everyday life. So I feel like, you know, if you look back on those times that you were a kid and looked through your parents' albums or looked through your grandparents' albums, every picture, there might have been one in a roll of film that you'd get developed as a kid that turned out fabulous, right? You'd have these, I don't even remember how many came in a roll of film, 24, 50 maybe pictures that you would get developed. And one of the pictures would turn out frame worthy. But those pictures you still go back to and you look at, because that weird faced photo and the blurry person in the background in the middle of this amazing memory that your family was making still is important to you, because it was the memory that it sparked. It brought up all of those memories. You've already got the image in your head, right? You don't need to have that perfect photo to document that memory, because as soon as you see that silly picture, it all pops up, and it's the stories that we have. And like, there's a lot of cultures out there that have those Native American stories in their culture, or in, you know, even in the Bible, if you read the Bible, most of the Bible is written in story form. And I feel like sometimes we lose that quality and we're just so focused on perfection and making the picture speak for itself instead of the memory speak for itself, that we have so much pressure to make it perfect. And I'm telling you right now, let that go, because you have these wonderful memories that pop up with maybe not so great of quality photo. Maybe it's a little blurry. Scrapbook it anyway, because it's that memory that you love. And sometimes we can get so caught up on making sure that everything looks perfect that then you just don't do it because it's too much pressure, right? So that's my little talk for today. I just wanted to really make sure that you guys know that it's okay just to incorporate those photos that aren't necessarily those perfect qualities. So here we are back to the layout. I'm going to stitch some of this down, and you saw me kind of piecing all of these little papers together. I really wanted to preserve some of that green on the back of the paper, so I cut it in half and used less of it on the page so that I could have more of that green. As you know, I have Isaac, and a lot of his pictures have more of the primary colors in it. And so if I get like a Kelly green piece of paper, I'm going to hoard the crap out of that so that I can add that into his layouts. So I'm going to back this photo onto some vellum now and kind of ruffle it up on the back just to give it a little bit more texture, added dimension. I'm going to pop it up on foam after I trim it off a little bit. I just want it peeking out. I didn't feel like I needed a whole bunch of layers because there's going to be a whole bunch of layers with the floral die cuts that I'll be using. So I'm just going to go ahead and back this with foam. This is just cheap foam from the dollar store or somewhere. I got it from my kid's desk, and I'm still working on the same pack that I've had for a long time. So I'm going to place that photo down, and then I realized this die cut that I wanted to use, this is from the Oh My Heart collection, is a little bit bigger than I thought. So I'm going to move the photo over to the right, which means that now I have to place something down in between that little top right corner of the photo and where the stay at home die cut is, because the glue already dried and kind of ripped up the paper. But that's fine, because I can figure that out. So I'm going to take a lot of these florals and place them around. I'm going to start with the big pieces first, and then I'm going to add in the copper colored pieces because I want to make sure that there's copper moving around the page and not all clustered into one spot. And then I'm going to realize that it's looking a little bit bare still. I want more flowers. So I pull in these exclusive Hip Kit Club ephemera pieces that are just gorgeous. I love them. I think they came in the May Hip Kit, in the main kit. And I'm going to pull in the green, the Kelly green color, some of the yellow pieces, the pink pieces, and the orange pieces, and I believe a couple of other pieces, but I'm going to leave the blues and the teals or the aqua colors for another layout because I have something in mind for that, and those colors weren't really being pulled into this particular layout. So I have to apologize because it's summer and my scrap area is in the same area as our giant air conditioner. So I can't hear when my camera shuts off anymore, and I have to be more paranoid or conscientious about the fact that my camera shuts off. So every time that I do something new, I just look up to the camera, and I forgot to look up to the camera this time. So I pulled out some of the chipboard pieces and did a little bit more fiddling around. So you didn't miss much. You're just now seeing me place it all down. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up some of these pieces and make it a little bit more dimensional, because if you remember, I put the foam on the back of my picture, so the picture's already sitting up. And so I wanted to have dimension in between that layer and the very back layers. So I'm just figuring out which pieces do I want to pop up where, and it does take me a little bit of time, but it looks really cute in the end. So as you watch me do that, how's your summer going? Are you guys having a fun time? Have you gone on vacation at all yet? I know that school just got out for our kiddos a couple weeks ago. We went to Seattle, and a little update for you guys. If you've been following along, then you have known that my husband had partial knee replacement last year. And he's been still struggling with arthritis and pain levels. He is at 57% capacity with his knee, and we got some good encouragement, got a super powered hydrocortisone shot for his knee. It has extra stuff on it and really good reviews, so it's not the same one that he's had before. We're really hopeful that this helps with arthritis. We got some good advice and direction on diet changes, and also got affirmation for what we've already been doing for diet changes. We've seen probably a 10% increase in mobility for his knee since maybe April. A lot of that has to do with weather, but also it has to do with like diet change and exercises that we're doing now. So that was all really good news. So thank you for praying and following along and sending us putting down little comments and encouragement and telling me your story, that you make me feel like I'm not alone. This has been a huge change for our family. And I really appreciate all of the support, and knowing that if you can do it, then I can do it. Having a spouse that's disabled can be, it's a life changer, especially if you didn't go into it. And so thank you for all of your love and your comments. Anyway, back to the layering of the layout. I'm all chatty today. I think it's because I just haven't been able to talk to you for a little bit, and we've had some major life updates. So I'm going to be pulling in these Paige Evans. This is from the Take Me Away collection, and these are some buttons. Kira sent me some Happy Mail when she got down to Texas. She sent me a few things that she had picked up at the American Crafts warehouse, and loved every single piece. So I'm going to use up as much as I can. And I decided I wanted to add a few more of these little birds in. I wanted more birds. They were just too cute. I love these birds. So I fussy cut a couple out. I put one up there on the right, and then I'll put this little guy down on the left because he's looking in towards the picture, and then the other bird was looking in towards the picture. So it's just kind of like another way of, instead of putting an arrow in, it's just another way to point to the picture. Then as I was sticking him down, I realized he was going to cover up this little acetate tag from the Pink Fresh Studio, Dream On collection. So I cut off his tail. Too bad. Sorry, bird. You still look good. And then I did some journaling down on the bottom. I'm going to date stamp down on the bottom right. And again, when my camera cut off for the third time without me noticing, I did put in some SpiegelMom Scraps sequins. These are the Sweet Summer Vibes sequins mix, and I will put my code at the end of the video so that you can get 15% off at the SpiegelMom Scraps shop. She just put out new releases, so go check them out. And then I'm going to use some SHIMMERZ VIBEZ Night Moves, I think it's called, or it's a black. So it's got some shimmery gold in it, and I love that color. And that's going to be it for my layout, you guys. Thanks so much for following along. If you've liked this video and you're new to our channel, go ahead and subscribe. Why not? Because we're pretty amazing, and I think that we produce cool things. So yeah, you should. And if you've already are a subscriber to our channel, we just love you guys so much. And thank you so much for being a part of our scrappy journey. And we will talk to you later. Bye.